Welcome to another episode of our GTA lore series, a franchise that skyrocketed from a humble 2D game to one of the biggest entertainment franchises in history. From racing through the streets of Vice City to fighting for power in Liberty City and rage quitting after a failed heist, GTA has left a mark on millions of players across generations. What truly sets this franchise apart is its characters, their development, personalities, and the roles they play in making the world feel alive. GTA has given us one of the most chaotic, hilarious, and unforgettable characters in gaming history, but it's also given us a few that are forgettable, annoying, or just poorly written. Today I'm counting down the best and worst characters from each GTA game and explaining why they earned their spot. A few ground rules before we begin. I have excluded all protagonists since they are easy to love and they create bias. This list is based on three key factors, being writing quality, impact on storyline, and their characters' overall role in game. And this is not a personal list, it's an analysis of how each character serves their story. If you agree with my picks, drop a like, it really helps me out. If you don't, drop a comment and let me know who you would switch with. Now without wasting any more time, let's get started. Starting off the list from GTA 3, the best character goes to Ray Machuaski. Now, Ray isn't a hero, he's a corrupt cop, a paranoid man, and definitely not a saint. But what makes him the best is his purpose. Unlike many characters who simply use Claude for their own gain, Ray actually helps him out in a way, and he holds up his end of the deal. He provided Claude with a key mission and resources, as well as a bulletproof Hummer. Ray is one of the few people in Liberty City who doesn't betray Claude. In a game full of backstabbing alone, that makes him stand out. His character feels real, flawed, messy, but reliable when it counts, and in Liberty City that's rare. So once again, the best character in GTA 3 is Ray Machuaski. For the worst pick goes to Miguel. For those who don't remember him, Miguel is Catalina's henchman and that's pretty much all he is. He is forgettable and he doesn't even have a strong antagonistic role. His dialogue is weak, his role is minimal, and his death is unremarkable. He doesn't drive the plot forward and he just gets used and discarded. He's not even a good villain, as I said, and he's just there. In a game where the supporting cast is already thin, Miguel stands out as the weakest link, a character who could be removed and nothing would be changed. So the worst character overall in GTA 3 goes to Miguel. For Grand Theft Auto Vice City, the best character is Mitch Baker, the calm, commanding the leader of Vice City bikers whose intimidating presence, quiet confidence, and straightforward professionalism make him a refreshing and memorable ally in a city full of backstabbers and egomaniacs. His missions are thrilling, his loyalty is earned, and he never once tries to manipulate or betray Tommy, a rare virtue in Vice City's criminal underworld. On the other hand, the worst character is Hillary King, a forgettable and utterly useless racing driver hired for the mission The Driver, who talks a big game, dies almost immediately after the job begins, and contributes nothing to the story or gameplay. His missions were tedious and frustrating, his character is paper thin, and his death carries no emotional weight, making him a prime example of wasted character who could be removed entirely without affecting the game. For Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, the best character is Mike Torino, a mysterious and enigmatic figure who initially appears to be another criminal contact but is later revealed to be a high-ranking government agent with a dry wit, chilling calmness, and an unshakable sense of control, despite forcing CJ into some of the game's most absurd and difficult missions, including flying a rusty plane, blowing up a cargo mid-air, and breaking into an airship to steal a fighter jet. Torino remains oddly likable because he is a man of his words, delivering one of his promises to free Sweet from prison without any last-minute betrayal, making him one of the few characters in San Andreas who actually respects CJ as more than just a tool, and his missions were over the top and memorable that they become highlights of the game's chaotic charm. Moving on to worst character, it is undoubtedly Zero, the insecure owner of a remote control toy store whose missions are widely considered some of the most tedious and frustrating in the entire game, involving chunky RC vehicles, terrible controls, and endless aerial combat against his rival Berkeley. While Zero is meant to be a comic relief, his constant whining, lack of self-awareness, and utter uselessness in any real criminal activity makes him more than just annoying, and his missions were painful, and I mean painful, to complete, that many players skip them entirely, leaving him as a forgettable and unnecessary addition to an otherwise iconic cast. For Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories, the best character is Toshiko Kaizen, the elegant and tragically hollow wife of Yakuza leader Kozuki Kaizen, whose quiet desperation and simmering resentment towards her marriage and her husband's violent world makes her one of the most emotionally complex figures in the game. She doesn't wield a weapon or command any army, yet her manipulation of Tony Cipriani, using him to destroy her own husband's empire, is both chilling and heartbreaking, and in her final moments, she reveals a rare moment of empathy towards Tony, acknowledging that beneath his cold mobster exterior, he is still capable of something more than his mindless violence, making her death one of the most haunting and memorable scenes in the entire franchise.
Goodbye, Tony-san.
On the other hand, the worst character is Massimo Torini, the game's main antagonist, whose presence is supposed to carry weight, but instead feels like a dull, uninspired afterthought. Despite being portrayed as a powerful and ruthless crime lord, his character lacks any depth, charisma, or memorable dialogue, and his motivations are so generic that he fails to leave any lasting impression, which is especially disappointing given how rich and gritty the rest of Liberty City's criminal underworld feels. His role as the final villain drags down the game's climax and makes what should have been a tense confrontation feel flat and forgettable, leaving a bitter taste in what is otherwise one of the most underrated entries in the series. For Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories, the best character is Rennie Wasselmeyer, a flamboyant, larger-than-life rockstar and arms dealer whose unapologetic personality, chaotic energy, and surprisingly sharp wit handedly evaluate an otherwise underrated game into something genuinely memorable. Rennie isn't comic relief, they are fully realized character who commands every scene they are in, bringing a rare blend of humor, danger, and unexpected warmth to the story. And their personality as a transgender character feels refreshingly human and authentic, never reduced to a stereotype or a punchline, but instead being presented as someone who is confident, capable, and deeply aware of their worth, making them not only the heart of Vice City Stories but also one of the most progressive and well-written characters in the entire franchise. On the other hand, the worst character is Diego Mendes, the younger brother of Armando Mendes, who suffers from being a painfully underdeveloped and forgettable villain. Despite his intimidating appearance and his role as a secondary antagonist, Diego has little dialogue that serves no meaningful interaction with the protagonist and contributes so little to the plot that he feels more like a background prop than an actual threat, leaving his potential completely wasted and making him easily overshadowed by his brother and every other villain in the game. For best place or best character in the list from Grand Theft Auto 4, we have the United Liberty Paper Contact, or the ULP officer. What makes ULP officer so great is that he is just like Mike Torino, a sketchy government officer who wants the protagonist to do something in return and actually grant something back. And just like Mike Torino, he actually is a man of his words and grants the protagonist something he wants until the very end of his deal. United Liberty Paper is one of the few characters in all the franchise that actually shows that in a dark and gloomy criminal underworld, there is a man who wants to see something good in the most hot-headed criminal and cold-hearted ones too. United Liberty Paper is also the reason why Grand Theft Auto 4 and Grand Theft Auto Online have become so amazing and story-wise strong. For the worst character spot, we have Manny Escuela. Manny is a self-obsessed and disrespectful celebrity or a community leader who takes credit for work that he has never done. He wants others to do the dirty work for him and takes all the credit for himself. Manny is the type of person who makes others insecure around him. He makes his people and other people who he meets very frustrated and very insecure. The thing that also makes Manny so forgettable is that we do not see a strong writing. We just see an annoying character who just serves his own purpose and leaves. When we finally see Manny Escuela being taken out, we do not see any type of remorse or tragedy. We just feel a sense of relief that that's over and proceed with the story. For Grand Theft Auto The Lost and Damned, the best character is none other than Billy Gray, the Lost MC's motorcycle club leader who is a complete sociopath and does not want to listen to anyone. What makes Billy Gray so well written in such a short game is that there are people like him in real life. There are leaders who want everything for themselves and are ready to sacrifice anything they want without a second thought. Billy Gray is not just a sociopath, he is extremely clever and he also knows what strings he is pulling. Billy Gray, unlike other antagonists, start out as Johnny's or the protagonist's friend. He is not just playing with other people, he knows what he is doing and he knows what he will get when he wants. Billy represents political and moral corruption, someone who is ready to sacrifice anything at any cost just because they want to fulfill their own personal goals. As for the worst pick, it is none other than Brian Jeremy, the annoying and man-child version of the Lost MC Motorcycle Club. Brian does not even serve a strong purpose. He is the pet of Billy. Whatever Billy says, he does. He has no strong opinion. He is constantly mocked by the protagonist and he does not know who he is following and at what cost his life is at. What I mean to say about Brian is that he does not have a sense of direction. He is just annoying and loud. And when he is confronted, he just cowers behind Billy like it's his father or something. All in all, Brian is not just a weak character in writing sense, he is also physically weak and a coward in all the senses. For Grand Theft Auto Ballad of J-Tony, the best character is undoubtedly Yusuf Amir, the rich guy who we see saying the N-word as well as doing some other types of crazy stuff. He is an Arabian investor who came to Liberty City and has a genuine loyalty which makes him one of the most entertaining and memorable characters in the entire franchise. Unlike most of the wealthy figures in Liberty City who are either corrupt, manipulative or straight up evil, Yusuf is refreshingly honest about who he is. He is loud, energetic and ridiculously generous, and his missions are one of the most spectacular and fun in the game. From stealing a military helicopter to hijacking a train carriage, all while cracking jokes, treating Luis like a true friend rather than a hired gun. On the other hand, the worst character from Ballad of Gay Tony is Mama Lopez or Adriana Lopez, the overbearing, emotionally draining mother of Luis who constantly berates him for his life choices, pressures him to abandon his friends and career, and never once shows genuine appreciation for the son who works for the family. While she is meant to represent the weight of family obligation, her constant guilt-tripping, manipulation and lack of empathy makes her a chore to sit through every scene, and her refusal to accept Luis for who he is makes her not only the most frustrating character in the DLC but a painful reminder that sometimes the worst villains aren't the ones holding guns, but they are the ones holding grudges. For Grand Theft Auto 5, the best character is Lester Chris, the mastermind who carries the entire game on his shoulders. He is loyal, intelligent, and the kind of person you want in your corner when everything falls out. Without Lester, the three protagonists would never become who they are. He is the hook that holds the story together. He knows when to step back, he knows when to strike, and he knows which path leads to peace. He supports without smoothing, helps without expecting anything in return, and most importantly, he respects his boundaries, a rare quality in the chaotic world of Los Santos. On the other hand of Grand Theft Auto 5, the worst or the horrible character that I have ever seen is Beverly Felton, a disrespectful, self-entitled paparazzi with absolutely no sense of decency. Characters like Beverly are the reason why certain parts of the game feels exhausting. He ruins lives, takes credit for others' work, and never shows an ounce of gratitude. He is Manny Escuela on a whole new level, more irritating, more intrusive, and somehow even more delusional. Everything about him makes the game drain your patience. People like Beverly aren't just annoying, they are the reason others can't find peace or spiritual freedom. Before I officially wrap this up, I want to take a moment to give credit where it's due. A huge thank you to the YouTubers whose clips were featured in this video. Your work helped me to bring this project to life and I deeply appreciate it. Thank you viewers for staying up to this point, and I hope to see you soon.